The times, they are changing, and we'll get you caught up with all the changes right after this.
I want to be your disability rep.
I think we still got a show we're doing here. Something went a little goofy in the studio. We're going to try to do a show, but yeah, we're talking about things are changing.
Yeah. So every year, Social Security recalculates a couple important numbers that we'll share with folks today. And the one that gets the most attention, I think, is what is the cost of living increase going to look like?
Yeah.
And it's really not officially a cost of living increase, but that's the way everybody kind of looks at it. Yeah, it's tied to the Consumer Price Index, actually, and it's tied to a specific portion of the Consumer Price Index, and that being the wages for urban and clerical workers.
Okay.
Is what they look at.
Not farmers.
Not farmers,
Not
I know.
farmers.
And it is kind of interesting. I was thinking as I drove by all the fields on the way here, probably to the benefit, right? I would guess that urban workers' wages probably go up at a faster rate than rural workers' wages do. So it probably benefits people more.
I don't know.
To be skewed that way. But this year, I think what they're going to end up with is about a 2.6% increase.
Okay.
And they're not 100% certain on that. They use numbers through the end of the third quarter. We're still about a month out from knowing that for certain. But I think about 2.6% increase is what people are going to see on their Social Security benefits. Right now, they say the average benefit is $1,800 to $1,900 a month, so $50,
And
somewhere in that range,
that's
45.
an across-the-board percentage?
Yeah, it'll go across the board.
Everybody gets the same percentage?
Unless you're on SSI.
Oh.
So if you're on the workers program, Social Security Disability, or if you're on retirement, something that you paid into and you're drawing your money back, that's what the increase will look like. On the SSI side, it's just a maximum grant. And I haven't seen the numbers yet for what it's going to go up to. I'm sure that it will. Usually it doesn't keep pace. It's usually a smaller increase, but it won't be much.
But it's automatic. There's nothing you have to do to get that.
No, process of law, I guess is what they call it. It's going to happen all on its own.
Well, it doesn't seem like that's keeping it quite up with inflation.
No, I couldn't imagine an extra $40 or $50 a month and kind of filling the gap that's caused by our current economy.
It's an extra half a tank of gas right there.
Yeah, I know. And, the funny thing is you think about the cost of hamburger, for example. I mean, it's a couple meals.
Yeah,
it's really not that much.
It really is.
Then another number that comes up a lot of times people are always curious about is what's my Medicare going to cost? And so, of course, your Medicare A is free. That's the hospital coverage that you've worked, you've paid into, and you're able to draw that for free. Your Medicare B is your physician's coverage. And traditionally, or at least this year, it was $174.70. And I always thought that sounded a little used car dealership-y to me.
Kind of does.
Just slightly under $175 so you don't notice. But it's going to
$199.95.
But it's going to go up to $185 is the projection on that.
All right. Well, that sounds good. I guess people got questions. They can call you?
Yeah. There's a couple other numbers real quick.
Sure, yeah. Sorry.
So something that people encounter from time to time is if you make too much money, if you're a high earner in the last 2 years, then Social Security, when they effectuate your Medicare, will charge you an IRMA surcharge. It's an increase. You pay more for your Medicare than that standard $174.70 rate. You're wealthy, according to the Social Security Administration. And wealthy next year is going to be $105,000.
Is that right?
It is. So it's always interesting, where the government draws lines on wealthy.
Yeah.
But in this case,
especially when it said we're going to tax the wealthy.
If
you got over $105,000, that's you.
Right. So if you made more than $105,000 2 years ago, because that's what they look back to, then you pay more for your Medicare. And if you're married, that's going to bump up to $210,000 for a married couple. So just a few changes that are coming.
Changes.
One other that is probably interesting to people who are on Medicare is the coverage gap in prescription drug coverage that people talked about, the donut hole. This is the year it finally goes away.
Oh, there it is, finally.
And so what they're going to do there is have a $500 deductible and then a $2,000 maximum out of pocket. But there's not going to be that period in the middle where you essentially have no coverage.
Well, that's handy.
Yeah.
Yeah, good deal.
So just a few changes.
Okay, got them all covered now?
I think I do.
All right, very good. If you have questions, give him a call, 417-812-6698. You can scan that code on the screen if you can get your phone up there on it. And or, yeah, he's in the office.
I'm in the
today.
way.
He'll talk to you. All right, thanks for watching. We'll be back next week.
Yeah.
Next week with more. Thanks.
I want to be your disability rep.